Some nights are quiet, too quiet. The kind of silence that presses against your skin, making you feel watched, even when you're alone. That night was one of those nights. 5 friends, happy, carefree, laughing louder than the crickets that should have been there. But strangely, the forest had no crickets. No owls. No rustling of animals. Just nothing. And yet, something was moving between the trees. Not seen, but felt. Every time their fire crackled, shadows stretched further than they should have. Every time they whispered, the echo came back, a split second late, as if someone was repeating their words, just out of sight. At first, they ignored it. They roasted marshmallows, shared stories, recorded videos, believing the night was theirs. But the forest had already chosen them. It started with a name. Soft, harmless, almost playful. Lily, she froze. Because the voice that spoke her name wasn't any of her friends. It was coming from the dark, low, drawn out, like a stranger calling from behind the trees. They searched, found nothing. They laughed it off, blamed each other, but unease had already wrapped around them like invisible chains. The fire burned lower. The stars seemed dimmer. And soon, the silence returned, heavier than before. Then came the footsteps. Circling the tent. Slow. Careful. As though whoever, or whatever it was, knew exactly where they slept. Ethan swore he'd check. He unzipped the flap, but there was nothing. Only the trees, standing unnaturally still, as though even the wind had stopped breathing. They tried to sleep. But sleep never came. Because sometimes, the real nightmare doesn't wait for your dreams. It stands just outside your tent, waiting, watching, calling your name. By dawn, only 4 of them would walk out of those woods. The 5th? No body. No blood. Just a missing tent, and a voice that none of them could explain. And even today, those who go near that forest swear they can still hear it, the same voice, softly whispering names that don't belong to it. This is the story of the night the forest refused to let them all leave. The campfire was dying, its glow barely holding back the darkness that pressed in from all sides. 5 friends sat close together, their laughter uneasy now, breaking into nervous pauses, as if the silence of the forest demanded respect. Lily froze, eyes scanning the black. Very funny. Who said my name? Ethan leaned forward, voice low. Lily, it wasn't us. I swear. Mark tried to brush it off. Come on, it's probably Jason messing around. Jason's tone was sharp, flat. That wasn't me. The fire popped, throwing shadows that stretched unnaturally across the tent wall. For a split second, Lily's shadow twisted, almost like another figure was standing behind her. A sharp snap echoed from the trees. Everyone went still. Sarah whispered, barely audible. Something's out there. Ethan grabbed the flashlight and clicked it on with trembling hands. The beam cut through the trees, only bark and branches. But then, something pale slipped out of sight behind a trunk. Ethan staggered back. Did you see that? Mark snatched the light from him, forcing a laugh that sounded hollow. You're freaking everyone out. There's nothing there. Yet he kept the beam close. He didn't want to aim it too far. The fire weakened, shadows creeping in. They huddled together, phones glowing dimly in their hands. No signal. No escape. Then came the footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Crunching leaves in a circle around them, like something was studying them. Sarah clutched her knees, rocking slightly. "Do you hear that? Someone's walking out there." Jason's grip tightened around a broken branch. His jaw was rigid. "It's not someone." The steps dragged closer. Then, silence. Not absence, presence. Watching. Lily's voice cracked as she begged. "Please, let's just leave. I don't care if it's late. We'll walk." Ethan cut her off, trying to sound firm. "No. Walking blind through the woods is worse. We wait for morning." But even he didn't believe morning would help. A whisper slipped through the stillness. Stretched. Echoing. Sarah's head snapped up, eyes wide. "Who said that? Who said my name?" Mark's false confidence collapsed. "It's just echoes. That's all." But they all knew. Echoes don't stretch a name like that. Echoes don't come from just beyond the firelight. The forest was sinking deeper into silence, the kind that felt alive. The fire had burned down to nothing but red embers, flickering weakly against the dark. Smoke curled upward, vanishing into the night as if even the sky didn't want to hold it. The five friends sat closer than before. But closeness didn't mean comfort. Their eyes shifted constantly, darting to the trees, the shadows, and each other. Every sound, or the lack of it, was like a weight pressing down on them. Lily's knees were pulled tight against her chest. She hadn't said a word since the whisper of her name. She just stared at the ground, trembling, lips pressed shut like if she spoke again, the forest would answer. Sarah broke the silence first. "We shouldn't have come here," her voice cracked. "I told you. Places like this, they don't want people here." Jason snapped, too fast, too sharp. "Oh, shut the hell up. Don't start that crap now." But his voice didn't carry conviction. It shook, even as he tried to make it sound solid. Mark forced a dry laugh. "It's nothing. Just wind, echoes, maybe an animal. That's all. No one's name was whispered. You're all just paranoid." But no one bought it. Not even him. His hands betrayed him, trembling, gripping the flashlight too tightly, knuckles white. Ethan, sitting closest to the fire, stared into the dying glow as if he could keep it alive just by looking. "We need more wood. The fire's dying." Jason shook his head immediately. "No way. I'm not going into those trees." "Then we sit here in the dark?" Ethan shot back, frustration spilling over. "Better dark than gone," Jason hissed. The tension twisted between them. The forest didn't care. It was waiting. Then came the crunch. Leaves. Slow, deliberate, circling them. A predator's pace. Sarah's hand clamped over her mouth to stop a scream. Her wide eyes tracked the sound, though there was nothing to see. Mark whipped the flashlight toward the trees, beams slicing across bark and branches. Nothing. Just stillness. But as he turned the light back, Jason grabbed his wrist suddenly. "Wait, shine it again." Mark swung it back reluctantly. The beam caught something pale, between the trunks. Not a full body. Not a face. Just a glimpse of something, watching. The light faltered. Mark's hand shook violently. When the beam came back, whatever it was had vanished. Ethan's voice broke. "You saw that. You all saw that." Lily finally spoke, her whisper sharper than a scream. "No, it wants us to see it." Her words chilled them more than the night. Jason stood, gripping his branch like a weapon. His jaw was tight, but his body betrayed him, every muscle taut, ready to snap. "I swear, if something comes closer, I'll—" "Shut up," Sarah hissed, clutching his arm. "Don't provoke it." The footsteps stopped. Silence. But silence wasn't safety. It was worse. The kind of silence that hummed in the air, that made your skin crawl like static. Then, another sound. A low, hollow hum, almost like a tune. Off-key. Uneven. Coming from the trees. Mark's flashlight flickered once, twice, then went out. Darkness swallowed them. Lily whimpered, clutching Sarah's arm. Sarah held her close, her own breath ragged. Ethan fumbled with his phone, screen glowing dim blue. No bars. No signal. Just the weak light that barely reached his own knees. Jason's voice was low now, trembling but defiant. "Everyone stay together. Don't move. Don't say a word." But the forest didn't listen. Because a voice came anyway. Drawn out. Mocking. Her name again. This time, closer. Sarah screamed, tears spilling down her face. "Stop! Please stop!" But the voice wasn't stopping. It was multiplying. Echoes of her name, overlapping, circling from different directions. A chorus of whispers, all stretching her name until it didn't sound human anymore. Sarah collapsed to her knees, hands clamped over her ears, sobbing. Lily held her, whispering, "It's not real, it's not real, it's not real." Jason turned in every direction, swinging his branch wildly. His breathing was ragged, his eyes wild. "Show yourself. Stop hiding, you coward." The whispers stopped instantly. Silence again. And then, laughter. Not human laughter. Low, distorted, broken like glass grinding against stone. Mark dropped the flashlight and stumbled back. No, 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 no. Ethan's phone suddenly died, screen black. They were blind. Then, footsteps. This time, running. Fast. Circling. Closer. Jason swung the branch at the dark, hitting nothing but air. "Stay back. Do you hear me? Stay the hell back." The sound stopped just behind him. Everyone froze. Jason turned slowly, breath caught in his throat. His eyes scanned the dark, but nothing was there. Then a hand touched his shoulder. Cold. Thin. He screamed and swung the branch. It passed through empty air. Nothing. No one. But the mark of fingers was still there, imprinted red against his skin. Jason stumbled back into the group, his bravado shattered. "It touched me. It touched me," Sarah sobbed louder, rocking herself. "It's not gonna let us leave. It's not gonna let us leave." Lily's voice trembled. "Morning. We just have to make it to morning." But even as she said it, the stars above seemed to dim, swallowed by the black. The forest wasn't waiting for morning. The forest was hungry now. The forest felt endless. The night pressed against them like a living thing, heavy, suffocating. Even the air seemed wrong, thick, unmoving, as if it had been holding its breath along with them. The fire was dying, nothing but a few trembling embers, and the dark around them was no longer a backdrop. It was a presence. Lily hadn't moved from her spot. Her arms wrapped around her knees, nails digging into her own skin. Her lips kept moving, whispering silent prayers, but her voice was gone. Her throat was too tight with fear. Ethan crouched close to the embers, feeding them scraps of wood, trying desperately to keep the glow alive. But every time the fire flared, the shadows seemed to stretch longer, stranger, twisting unnaturally along the tent walls. He stopped looking at them altogether. Jason paced like a caged animal, branch clenched in his fist. He tried to look strong, like the one holding them together, but the tremor in his steps betrayed him. His eyes darted left, right, into the black, always expecting something to lunge from it. Mark was silent now. Too silent. His earlier confidence had drained away completely. His flashlight lay useless in the dirt, batteries dead. He sat with his back to a log, rocking slightly, muttering under his breath. "It's not real, it's not real, it's not," but the whispers hadn't left. They came again, dragging across the night, this time stretching Lily's name. Lili. She jolted upright, her head snapping toward the trees. Her breath hitched in shallow bursts. "No, no, don't say my name. Don't say my name." Sarah clutched her, arms tight, rocking her like a child. But then, Sarah's own name came again, sliding like oil across the air. She broke, sobbing openly now. "Why is it doing this? Why us?" Jason barked into the dark, voice raw. "Shut up. Shut the hell up." For a heartbeat, silence answered him. Then the forest erupted with laughter. Not human. Not one voice. Many. Overlapping, distorting, bouncing from tree to tree. The sound bent in their skulls, rattling their bones. Jason dropped to one knee, gripping his head. "Make it stop, make it stop." The laughter cut abruptly. And then, footsteps. Not around them this time. Through them. Heavy, dragging, crunching through leaves, circling tighter. Mark scrambled to his feet. His voice was jagged, desperate. I can't stay here. I'm leaving. I don't care, I'll find the road, No! Ethan shouted, lunging for him. He grabbed Mark's arm, but Mark yanked free. "I'm not dying out here. Screw all of you, I'm not staying." Mark snatched up the dead flashlight as if it could protect him and staggered toward the tree line. The others cried out, but he didn't look back. He vanished into the black. Silence. One beat. Two. Then, his scream. It tore through the woods, raw and guttural. Not a scream for help. A scream of pain. Of terror. It cut short, ending too suddenly. The group froze, paralyzed. Sarah's lips quivered. "He's dead, oh my God, he's dead." Jason clenched his branch tighter, fury burning through the fear. "No. He's not dead. He just fell, or something got him spooked. That's all. That's all." But no one believed him. The forest answered for them. From deep within the trees, Mark's voice echoed back. Weak. Warped. "Guys, help me." Ethan's heart slammed against his ribs. He stood halfway, ready to move. "He's alive. We can't leave him." Jason shoved him back down. "Sit. Down. That's not Mark." "It is." Ethan shouted, frantic. "You heard him. That was him." Jason's eyes burned. "No. That's what it wants us to believe." "Guys." The voice again. Closer. Lily buried her face into Sarah's chest, sobbing. Sarah's arms tightened protectively, though her own tears blurred her sight. Ethan couldn't sit still. His chest heaved, torn between fear and loyalty. He turned to Jason, teeth gritted. "If that was you out there, would you want us to sit and wait?" Jason didn't answer. Because the voice came again. "Help me." This time, it was right at the edge of the firelight. They all whipped their heads toward the sound. Mark stood there. Or something wearing him. His face was pale, drained of color, eyes too wide, too dark. His mouth hung slightly open, twitching like it didn't know how to smile. His body swayed unnaturally, like a puppet dangling from strings. "Mark," Sarah whispered. His lips moved. Slow. Out of sync with the words. "Why didn't you help me?" Ethan started forward, tears filling his eyes. "Mark." Jason yanked him back hard. "That's not him." But Ethan fought, screaming, clawing to break free. "That's my friend." Jason punched him. Hard. Ethan collapsed, gasping, staring up in shock. Jason's voice roared. "Look at him! That's not Mark." The figure twitched again. Its neck jerked too far to the side, bones cracking, yet it kept smiling. Its eyes flickered, empty 1 second, human the next. And then it stepped forward. The shadows bent with it, stretching long and thin, wrapping around the fire like grasping arms. The group shrieked. Lily screamed until her throat broke. Sarah fell back, dragging Lily with her. Jason raised the branch high, voice hoarse. "Stay back." The thing stopped. For a moment, silence pressed in again. Then its voice warped lower, deeper, overlapping itself, like two voices speaking through one mouth. "You can't leave." The last ember of the fire went out. Darkness devoured everything. And in that pitch black, the footsteps began again. Slow. Heavy. Closing in. The fire was barely alive, its weak glow flickering against the looming darkness. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of leaves sounded louder than their own hearts. Lily hugged her knees, eyes wide. I don't like this. Something's watching us." Mark tried to sound calm, but his voice betrayed him. "Relax. You're imagining things. It's just the forest." Jason stopped pacing, eyes scanning the shadows. "No. It's not imagination. It's here. I can feel it." Sarah shivered, clutching her jacket. "Stop saying things like that. Please." A branch snapped nearby. All 5 froze, holding their breath. Ethan raised the flashlight, his hands trembling violently. "I'll check it out." "Stay here." Jason grabbed his arm firmly. "No. Don't go alone. That's exactly what it wants." Ethan shook his head, eyes hard. "I can't just wait here doing nothing." He stepped into the darkness, swinging the light. For a second, it caught something pale, a figure? A hand, slipping behind a tree. Ethan stumbled back. "Did you see that?" Mark's laugh sounded hollow. "It's nothing, probably just an animal." "Stop freaking out." Lily's eyes darted around, frozen. "No, it's not an animal. Something else is here." Then a voice, low, drawn out, cut through the night. "Lily." Lily froze, clutching Sarah's arm. Who's there?" Jason's voice was sharp. "Not us. Not me, not anyone here." The fire flickered violently, shadows stretching unnaturally. Mark flinched. "That's not funny." Another branch snapped. Footsteps, deliberate and heavy, moved around them. Each crunch of leaves sounded like it was right behind them. Sarah's voice trembled. It knows our names, it's choosing us. The friends huddled together. The forest seemed alive, closing in. Every whisper, every rustle, every shadow made their hearts pound faster. Jason gritted his teeth, voice low but commanding. Stick together. Don't move. Whatever it is, it's patient, and it's waiting for us to make a mistake. The air grew colder, heavier. Their breaths visible in the pale light of the dying embers. Then, a faint hissing sound came from the dark. Slow. Almost deliberate. Lily screamed, voice high-pitched. It's right there. I can feel it. Suddenly, the embers went out. Complete darkness swallowed them. The forest seemed to lean in. A whisper came from everywhere at once, yet just behind their ears. Sarah's head snapped up, terror in her eyes. Who's there? Who is it? Mark stumbled, voice shaking. It can't be real. This isn't real. But they all knew. It was real. And it was hunting them. The forest seemed alive. Every shadow moved. Every sound, branches snapping, leaves crunching, felt like it was right behind them. Ethan stepped forward, flashlight in hand, trying to prove he wasn't afraid. The others huddled together, watching him with wide, terrified eyes. A branch snapped behind him. His head whipped around, pale face frozen. Did you see that? He shouted. Before anyone could answer, a screaming shadow darted past him. His flashlight swung wildly, illuminating only empty darkness. Ethan! Lily screamed, running toward him. But the moment she took a step, a cold wind knocked her sideways. Mark grabbed her arm. Stay put. Don't run. But it was too late. Ethan's scream pierced the night. Then, silence. The group froze. Heartbeats thundered in their ears. Jason's hands shook as he pointed his branch into the dark. It took him, it's gone. Lily fell to her knees, sobbing. No, no. Ethan! Where are you? Sarah turned, eyes wild, spotting movement. Shadows twisted unnaturally, moving against the faint moonlight. Sarah, whispered a voice, slow, deliberate, echoing. Sarah screamed, stumbling backward. Stop! Stop it! Leave us alone! The forest responded with footsteps, heavy, deliberate, surrounding them. Every crunch felt like it was right at their heels. Jason grabbed Mark's arm. Together. Don't split up. They ran blindly, tripping over roots, crashing through bushes. Every sound was amplified, twigs snapping, leaves rustling, distant laughter, and whispers repeating their names. Lily. Mark. Sarah. Panic erupted. Screams mixed with the pounding of their own hearts. The forest had become a living trap. Suddenly, Ethan's voice echoed again, closer, but wrong. Guys. I'm here. Lily stopped, paralyzed. That's not him. Mark swung the branch at the shadows. It doesn't want us alive, it's playing with us. Another snap. A shadow lunged across the path. Something grabbed at Lily's shoulder, spinning her around. She screamed, clawing at the darkness. Jason shouted. Keep moving. Don't stop. They ran as fast as they could. Every step deeper into the forest felt like a nightmare made real. The air thickened, colder, heavier. Whispers chased them, mocking, dragging their names through the trees. Suddenly, silence. The forest waited. Every muscle tensed, hearts hammering. Then, a single, sharp scream. They turned, Mark was gone. Lily screamed again. No! Not him too! Jason grabbed Sarah and Lily. We can't stay. We have to get out. But the forest didn't let them. The shadows pressed closer. Whispers filled their ears. And in the darkness, something watched, patiently, waiting for the next mistake. The first light of dawn spread slowly over the forest, but the silence, that heavy, oppressive silence, still hung over everything. Only 3 friends remained, Lily, Sarah, and Jason. Their faces were marked with exhaustion and terror, yet their hearts still pounded violently. Lily collapsed to the ground, gasping. We lost everyone. Ethan, Mark, all of them. Sarah's hands trembled as she gripped a broken branch, eyes wide with fear. How is this possible? How did it all happen? The forest, it's alive. Jason stared at the ground, clutching his branch, trying to gather courage. What we saw, it was worse than anything real. This forest knows every move we make. Every breath we take, it's watching. Lily pressed her hands to her ears, memories of screams, whispers, and shifting shadows spinning in her mind. Suddenly, a faint, drawn-out whisper floated through the air, like a ghostly thread. Lily. Lily's hair stood on end. She spun around, nothing. But she felt it, the voice was coming from everywhere at once. Sarah's breathing quickened, her pulse racing. Will this ever end? The forest, it will never let us go. Jason drew a deep breath, voice firm but shaken. We survived, but this forest, it's still alive. It will never stop. It knows us, it knows what we think, what we feel. For a moment, they were still. Then, Lily's eyes went wide. A shadow-like movement passed between the trees. Clear for a split second, then gone. Lily screamed, trembling. It's still here. Sarah grabbed Jason's hand. We have to get out, as far as we can. As they stepped forward, a broken flashlight lay on the ground. Its dim glow flickered. Lily picked it up and noticed something written on it, like a message from the forest itself. This is only the beginning. They looked at each other, hearts hammering. The forest was silent again, but now they all understood. Something in this forest will never let them leave. Then, a faint, twisted laugh echoed from the shadows, coming from all directions at once. Jason lowered his head, lips trembling. We survived, but this game is far from over. The forest will remember us. We'll never truly escape. Lily glanced back at the dark trees one last time, a horrifying truth settling in her chest. What we witnessed, it wasn't just an event. It was the beginning.